Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I want to talk to you about Tartaria, a concept that has been gaining traction in recent years. Tartaria refers to a potential ancient civilization that existed before recorded history. Although this theory remains controversial, it raises fascinating questions about the true history of humanity and the possibility of lost knowledge and advanced civilizations. To understand Tartaria, first examine what we know about ancient civilizations. Throughout history, there have been many advanced civilizations that have risen and fallen, leaving behind incredible feats of engineering, art, and culture. However, some theorists suggest that there may have been even more advanced civilizations that existed before recorded history, such as Tartaria. Tartaria is said to have inhabited most of Asia and a part of Europe. If, as some researchers suggest, the Great Wall was built to keep the peoples of what is now known as China in their corner of Asia, chances are it was the Tartarians who should be credited with the building of the structure. One of the key arguments for the existence of Tartaria is the presence of megalithic structures around the world that predate known ancient civilizations. These structures, such as Stonehenge and the pyramids of Giza, were built with incredible precision and knowledge of engineering and astronomy that is difficult to explain with the technology of the time. Another proof of the existence of a worldwide civilization, possibly Tartaria, is the similarities in architecture from around the world, from Asia and Europe to North and South America. Not just the megalithic structures, but the houses of worship and government buildings. Pre-Diluvian civilizations, such as Tartaria, were much more advanced than previously thought. There is a growing body of evidence that suggests pre-Diluvian civilizations, such as Tartaria, may have been much more advanced than previously believed. Some theorists argue that these ancient civilizations possessed technologies and knowledge that were far beyond what we currently understand, and that their existence has been largely erased from history. One of the key pieces of evidence for these theories is the presence of advanced architectural structures and technologies that seem to have no clear origin. For example, some have pointed to the megalithic structures found in places like Stonehenge and the ancient ruins of South America as evidence of a lost civilization with advanced building techniques. In addition to these physical structures, there are also ancient texts and mythologies that suggest the existence of advanced pre-Diluvian civilizations. For example, many ancient cultures speak of gods and goddesses who possessed incredible knowledge and abilities, such as the ability to control the elements or communicate with other realms. But why have these sophisticated civilizations mainly vanished from history? Some hypotheses contend that either later civilizations or strong organizations with their own objectives may have made a conscious attempt to hide knowledge of these ancient cultures. It's also likely that much of the evidence for ancient civilizations has been lost due to time and natural calamities. Regardless of the reasons for their erasure from history, the presence of advanced pre-Diluvian civilizations raises serious questions about the true history of humanity and the nature of technological development. If true, these theories imply that our current understanding of history and technology may be limited by our own biases and assumptions. Also implies that there may still be knowledge and technology out there, and that there is still a lot we may learn from the past. Evidence that supports these theories is the Great Wall of China. Traditionally, it has been believed that the Great Wall was built to keep out nomadic invaders from the north. However, some researchers have pointed out that the wall faces the wrong direction to defend against these invaders. Instead, they suggest that the wall was built to defend against a potential advanced civilization from the west. The idea that the Great Wall was built to protect against Tartaria and other advanced civilizations raises fascinating questions about the true history of humanity. Could there have been a lost civilization that existed before recorded history, with knowledge and technology far beyond what we currently understand? If so, what happened to that civilization, and why have we not found more evidence of their existence? Some theorists suggest that the existence of Tartaria and other pre-Diluvian civilizations would completely change our understanding of human history. They argue that these civilizations may have been responsible for many of the ancient structures and artifacts that we currently attribute to more well-known ancient civilizations. The Great Wall of China, for example, could have been built with knowledge and technology passed down from a previous civilization. Of course, this theory remains controversial, and not all researchers agree with it. However, it does raise important questions about the true history of humanity and the possibility of lost knowledge and advanced civilizations. In support of this theory, Some researchers point out that the Great Wall faces the wrong direction to protect China from nomadic invaders from the north, which was its traditional purpose. It was built to protect China from a potential advanced civilization to the west, and in support of this theory, some researchers point out a compelling piece of evidence. The Great Wall faces the wrong direction. Proponents of Tartaria suggest this advanced civilization is not necessarily ancient, but could have existed as recently as 400 to 500 years ago, after an extinction-level event such as a plague or a natural disaster. The survivors started nation-building again and needed to erase the memory of more advanced civilizations from the past in order to enact control over the populations. People will only do as they are told if they feel they are being directed by someone who has the answers and are an authority figure. The wall's direction, however, makes perfect sense. If it was intended to defend against a future advanced civilization to the west, China's boundaries would have been shielded by the Great Wall from any technical or cultural developments that would have imperiled the pre-existing power systems. If the Great Wall was instead built to protect against a more advanced civilization from the west, imagine if everything we thought we knew about the Great Wall of China was wrong. What if the wall wasn't built to keep out barbarian invaders from the north, but instead to protect against a more advanced civilization from the west, such as Tartaria? This possibility completely changes our understanding of the wall's purpose and its impact on Chinese history. According to the Great Wall's historical myth, it was erected as a fortress to defend China from invaders. The wall's position and construction, however, imply that it may have had a completely different function. That would imply that ancient Chinese emperors were not only aware of the existence of these civilizations, but were also concerned about their potential danger if they were constructed to defend against a more developed civilization from the west. This theory opens up a whole new realm of possibilities and questions. What kind of knowledge did these ancient Chinese rulers possess? What kind of interactions did they have with other civilizations? What kind of technology did they use to construct the wall? The way that Chinese history is now perceived would be significantly altered if we changed how we view the Great Wall's function. That would imply that the wall was not just a representation of Chinese might and might, but also of their capacity to repel possible Western attacks. Ultimately, the concept of Tartaria and pre-Diluvian civilizations remains controversial, but it raises fascinating questions. Although the idea of Tartaria and pre-Diocene civilizations is still debatable, it raises some really intriguing issues regarding the real history of humanity. What if civilizations that predate written history existed and were much more evolved than we could have ever imagined? What if they had skills and technology that we haven't yet learned about? The theory that the Great Wall of China was built to protect against a potential advanced civilization from the west rather than nomadic invaders from the north, as previously thought, supports the idea that there may be more to our history than what we currently understand. The histories of these past civilizations would threaten this new ruling class due to not having a lot of the answers to questions. So the ruling class destroyed all remnants of these civilizations and claimed the buildings and the architecture as their own. By exploring these questions and theories, we may uncover new insights into our own history and the evolution of our species. Ultimately, the concept of Tartaria and pre-Diluvian civilizations may remain controversial, but it encourages us to expand our thinking and look beyond the limitations of our current understanding. Thank you for watching our video. If you liked our content, give us a huge thumbs up, share this video with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more amazing content.